sprayers, I like the ones that attach to the back of a tractor because they don't get unwieldy and wrap round hedges and trees and just cause major grief trying to extract them at times, which the towed ones do have an issue with. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I haven't upgraded the boom width on our sprayer. It's still minimum size because it's just that slight bit easier navigating around the edges of fields. But anyway, I think again I'm going to do a little bit of a headland along the bottom here. Actually, I think we're going to exhaust the tank running this bottom of the field. And fold and lift. So yeah, this is going to take quite a few runs, but as I said, it's just across the road. The only danger we have is crazy drivers, and me being a subset of that group. I'm probably having to raid the fridge for a drink soon. Oh, who said episode 37? Yes. Yes, so just a reminder, holidays, I do stream on the holiday. If there are additional days around the holiday where my employer does not open or work a full crew, I will stream on those days as well. So over Thanksgiving, obviously Thanksgiving Day is a holiday. But for the place I work, we don't open on Friday. So I will stream Thanksgiving Day plus Friday plus the normal stream of the week on Saturday. This year, Christmas and New Year's are on Sunday, so I'm not actually going to stream on the holidays. But seems like everybody in the town here is observing a sort of an alternate holiday schedule. So most companies have been running closed Friday, closed Monday. And so last weekend we streamed Friday, we streamed Monday, and we did the normal Saturday. And this weekend we're doing exactly the same thing. My office is open, but they're running skeleton today. No, other way round. My office is closed today, open on Monday with a skeleton. So I am not part of the skeleton. So I get Monday off as well, which for me is kind of handy because it gives me more time with Mrs. Osa during her recovery from her surgery, which incidentally, yes, going very well. Last year's recovery was just horrible for her, and part of that was she was in bed for 2-3 weeks, and the hospital kind of turfed her out because, well, Thanksgiving Day's on Thursday and we'd all like to enjoy our Thanksgiving, so if we can free up your bed, that would be really awesome. But she, it took her months to recover, and even then it was not the best of recoveries. She went in for surgery on 5th of December to sort out all of the issues that the first surgery had to leave behind because of infection she had in her abdomen. And so they sort of opened up, did what they had to do, and then just said, we're going to have to come back in a year after the infection's gone and deal with the rest of it then. And so that was this year. She was in the hospital for 3 days. They managed to get home help this time. That was another problem we had with the surgery last year. There was no home help available. So yeah, amateur nurse here was doing all the nursing stuff at home and really not knowing exactly what I'm doing or how I'm supposed, how well I'm doing it, because nobody's looking at my work and saying, yeah, you're doing that all wrong or whatever. But this year we have the home help, so everything is running far more smoothly, and her recovery is very, very quick. I think she's on lifting, bending, stretching, doing push-ups and pull-ups restriction until close to the end of January, so a week before the end of January. So limited things she can do about the house. So floor mopping is not her job. She can push the vacuum cleaner around because we have a small light battery rechargeable vacuum cleaner with very limited dust holding ability. She can clean the kitchen, but putting dishes in the dishwasher involves bending. Getting dishes out of the dishwasher involves bending. So she's, some unusual tasks that you would think, oh yeah, that's an easy task. She struggles with them because of she's still recovering and the restrictions. Not because of the restrictions, but because she's still recovering and she knows, I just can't do that. That's not going to be me for a while. But by February she should be fairly good doing most things, which means that we're not going to have some lasting issues over the course of this year. I don't know why I'm on this subject, but needless to say, she's recovering a whole lot better, and so yay for that. You know what? I might do a second headland down here. Just get this all straightened up. I did cut across a little bit earlier in that pass to get the bit we missed. This tractor not liking this hole. I do have enough money to put GPS on the John Deere, but frankly, it's sort of I don't need to do that type of thing. Plus, I prefer to have 15,000 left in the bank than just use it up frivolously right this minute. Because the John Deere has the power to do this quite easily. It would slow less on the hills and all of the things, but gonna finish off that bit there. Because obviously, this is a side section, so I don't have to come out too far. Oh, hi squirrel. We have squirrels in the front yard. The snow's gone, so they're now looking for their nuts or something. The last couple of days they've been kind of making big circles in the snow, so they can get to the ground and look for wherever they put their nuts, but now they can see the dirt, so all is good for them. But it was kind of funny looking out the front yard, and you've got total snow coverage with like small snow circles. Someone landed, or someone flew a drone really close to the ground and made a circle, like a crop circle, in the snow. But I was wondering about it, but then I saw this squirrel just sitting on the ground, sort of shuffling around in a circle, to clear a patch of snow away from the, whatever. Don't know if it worked for them or not, but, well, hey. Okay, I think this time I'm just going to go back up to the top and we're just going to start running rows again. Looks like I got about this far. What do you think? Let's unfold that. And lower it. And go! Yay. And lift. And I'll approach this row from this top. Oh, you can actually see, you've got the contrast here of where the slurry's been and where it hasn't been from this angle, which is a good deal. But approaching from this edge, and that's lowered, should give me a precise corner there by the time the tank's straightened up. Along the bottom, that's not quite so easy, coming in from a side angle. You're usually going to cut the corner one way or another. My chair legs are all over the place again. What are you doing? Oh, lots of people. And the other thing this week from Christmas Day, it would appear I have a stalker who knows a little bit more about me than I'm really comfortable with, someone who I don't know on a public forum mentioning. I have suspicions that the stalker was involved in the concerning situation last week, which happened prior to Christmas Day. But I try not to mention too much online. I'm not. There are some people who know what my real name is because of a social group I'm part of, and the name I use here, people will refer within that group to, while it's me, real life me, they'll refer to me in that group when they're talking about my streams as Osa. But within Twitch and within Twitch and YouTube, I try to avoid making a direct link between my real name and Osa in all situations. And Osa, I'm saying, there is a Mrs. Osa, there is a teenage Osa, but I'm not referring to their real life names when I'm talking about them on the channel. And generally, when I'm being real me, I don't refer to any of my family, at least on YouTube or anywhere else. The real me does comment at times on some videos, but that's me, real me, commenting real life opinions, and I am not going to mention any of my family. And when someone responds to me and asks me specifically about members of my family, that's kind of worrying. And I know there are quite a lot of YouTubers that tend to do that. Then, especially if they don't use their real name, they won't put their face out there. I have a face for radio, so probably not going to have a camera on my PC at any time soon. And so, for example, Daggerwin. I think his face has appeared on some of his vehicle restoration videos because it's kind of difficult to bend over a tractor and not show your face off at times. But he tries to keep that sort of personal coverage to a minimum. As far as Farm Sim's concerned, you're not going to see his face on any of his streams or any of his videos at the moment. That might change. I remember Virtual Farmer used to not include his face on anything, but these days he's got a webcam, so he does broadcast with his face, and frankly his avatar does look a lot like him. He goes with the blonde hair and the glasses and what have you. That really doesn't look like me. And it's kind of similar with the Mighty Jingles. He doesn't often do his face, but sometimes he does a sit down with Eddie, the incompetent camera minion, and at that point they're sitting on a couch and just shooting the breeze on Mingles with Jingles, and so everybody knows what Jingles looks like. Plus, I think in a way he'd like people to know what he looks like, because he does do meet and greets at some conventions, and so it's kind of difficult to do a meet and greet if somebody doesn't know what you look like. I don't do conventions, so you don't need to know what I look like, and webcam kind of takes up real space on the screen. Not that I would see it playing the game, because it's an overlay on the stream itself, so I can see what's on the screen. It's just that it could be blocking stuff for you, so I don't. Oh, come on, tractor, you can do this. It is really unhappy with this, the steepness of this hill. So in spite of the unevenness of the terrain at the top here, it would appear that we're not having too much of an issue with the general coverage of slurry coming out of the tank. And turn and straight and engage GPS, and very low application, a high burst, and then back to low. I still don't know what that green bit there is. It must have been an accident of something I did. I really don't know what I did up there. All I did was chop down trees and grind the stumps and plough it. And none of which adds nitrogen to, a weird strip of nitrogen to the field in any way. We're not going to make it to the end. Boop. Boop. And sorry, took my eyes off the screen momentarily. And overcooked the turn. I'm going to have to move that harvester. Actually, I'm not going to have to move the harvester header. we are going to need to put the harvester header back on that trailer to get it up to the arable farm, because that's where our next harvesting is. Well, is it? I don't know. Okay, I was going to say that's where our next harvesting is going to happen, but I think all of the harvesting contracts that we might consider looking at are all going to be done by our own equipment. We'll probably need the harvester header because it's kind of a bit of a trek to most of the fields on this map. So we're kind of buying up all of the ones by the farm. So not really expedient to not drive around with the header trailer, to be perfectly honest. And I might, we can put that on the back of the Land Rover, give me something to do with the Land Rover. Okay, so patch on the left that we missed, or we didn't have sufficient slurry for, looks like both the tractor and the tank need repair. And the reason the tank is wearing out faster is because it has a greater age than the applicator. So the older your equipment, the faster it ages or wears out. So you need to maintain it more frequently. And while we bought the tank and the applicator at the same time, the issue there is that one was brand new, one was used, so the used equipment wears out faster. And it's a good judgment of how age affects the equipment, because obviously there is a factor within the wear and tear math that says the equipment wears out faster the older it gets. It doesn't cost any more. The repair cost is always based on the original value of the piece of equipment. But if you got a used slurry tank and a brand new one and you use them exactly the same amount of time, you would find that the used one needed repair a lot more frequently. It would always cost the same amount to repair at the same wear level. It's not like what am I thinking? The equipment's worn out a little bit, therefore it's actually quite difficult if you're doing tests like that to compare how much does age really factor in. And I haven't bothered. All I know is that the more months on a piece of equipment or the more hours on a piece of equipment, the faster potentially it will need to be repaired, or the more frequently it will need to be repaired. However, there are other factors involved. But repairing, it doesn't matter what age the piece of equipment is. It's sort of, if it's at 69%, it doesn't matter if it's a month old or 20 months old. To get it from 69% to back to 100, it's generally the same amount of money. And I am out of Mountain Dew and I am out of tea. So sometime soon there will be a quick run to the fridge. Possibly while this is refilling. And the other challenge with big equipment, of course, is your aggregate field size. We could buy the biggest slurry spreader around, but manoeuvring it around, say, the first field we did today, could end up being an absolute nightmare. Okay, I'm going to start that filling and go and get my drink. Take the bottle. Stuff on the floor. Okay, we are back. Slurry tank is full. Let's get a move on. Yeah, last year our neighbours planted 3 saplings in the back of their yard and put some wire cages around them to protect them from the deer. And this winter, one of the cages is gone. Don't know where it went. And then one of them has fallen over. The other one's still there. So it's at least one safe sapling from the deers, but I haven't seen many deer around this winter. But that said, I've seen a lot of tracks. So they are around. That used to be they'd sleep in our backyard some nights. But this year, not so much. During the summer, they're just exploring the area quite a lot. So we get families of deer, wandering through the neighbourhood very frequently. Haven't seen the turkeys this year. Tell a lie. I haven't seen the turkeys in our backyard or front yard or on our street this year. But go about a quarter mile down the road and I did see the turkeys down there. So I don't know if this area is getting a little busier than it used to be, and so the wildlife is giving it a little bit of a margin. Obviously the squirrels and the deers and the crows don't care, but the deers and... Sorry, let's try that again. The squirrels, the rabbits and the crows aren't so worried, but the deers and the turkeys, less sightings over the last year than we've had. It could be to do with COVID. More people are... Oops, wrong row. Let's straighten that up and try again. More people are going out more frequently. They're not saving up for, I'll go to the store one time. But the last few years most people stayed at home, and so there was less movement around the area. The only trucks around were the Amazon trucks where people were getting stuff delivered to them. But this year I think more people are going to work, more people are taking multiple trips to the store. Like yesterday, I had to pop into town to drop off some paperwork, and we need some orange juice, we need some eggs. So rather than save up the shopping trip, I'm going to go shopping on Sunday, I'll pick them up then type of thing, it was a case of well, actually, we've only got 5 eggs left, so I'll just pick them up yesterday, and so kind of a trip for very little. Kids are back at school, so there's just more. I'm not high enough up the field. So I think that's kind of why we're seeing less deer in our neighbourhood is, I think, because there's just more motor travel in the streets around us, which for the last 2 years they haven't been, and turkeys even more so. And Kate Tigris, good morning. The other issue with where I live is the electricity company has done a major cutback of trees along the more rural stretches of road. Bottom of our yard we have a small sort of woodland which runs all the way up to the main east-west road through our neighbourhood, and they sent out a note to everybody to say, yeah, we're going to be cutting back the trees so that the power lines aren't in quite so much jeopardy from high winds and what have you.